My name is Chandra Mosley. My brokerage is Oliver Mosley Realty.
Sherry Capers, and I am from Powder Springs, Georgia.
So I'm Charlene Wright, and I'm the owner of Columbia River Realty.
My name's Sean Swager. I live here in Oldsmar, Florida.
My name is Rick Murr. I'm in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Hello, my name is Terry Kelly, and I'm a broker associate with RE/MAX Champions in Trinity, Florida.
This is our 10th anniversary this year, so we've been in business for 10 years. I started in real estate in 2006.
I've been in the business of real estate for over 14 years now, then decided that I wanted to open a brokerage that would help agents who kind of may experience some of the things that I was experiencing as a new agent with just kind of being thrown to the world.
I've been in real estate for 15 years. Been only with 2 other brokerages besides this where we're at now. And so I had a listing one time and met a guy named Coran Scarlato, who's now my business partner. And our values and goals were pretty much aligned. And one thing we decided was offer a full broker support and more value to the agent.
So I'm with a large company, and I get all kinds of support as far as my recruiting and production efforts for my agents. So recruiting, not a big fan really of just the name in general. It's kind of like prospecting as an agent.
I found out about Brokerpreneur through the podcast that Matt and Ben do, and I loved it. I thought it was engaging, funny at times, but really spoke to me. So I reached out to Matt.
So I wanted to offer something different with respect to being supportive and mentoring.
One thing interesting we found was through this was it wasn't all about the money. It really ended up being about the value the agents were getting and the training, and then the family atmosphere and culture that we have here.
And I'd been before with the coaching, and it was mostly about production for sales, and I wanted to focus more on building the brokerage. So I found Matt and Dr. Ben with a podcast, so I started listening to them. And I listened to them for a couple of years before I reached out and talked to Matt. And then I think it was maybe another year that I was still listening and just kind of feeling it out, and decided that I was going to change direction with my coaching.
So I have tried another program that I thought was going to be beneficial. It wasn't. The difference with this program is that it gives you the information more so in bite sizes that you're able to digest and then go out and implement.
We have had other programs and been through other programs, and the difference between Brokerpreneur and Matt and Ben is it's not phone call, cold call. That's all we were learning. Hey guys, you got to pick up the phone if you to recruit. And this is more about relationships, more about value to agents, and knowing that it's not necessarily a quick sale. You're just building that relationship and that trust with other agents.
We had a discussion. It just didn't seem right at the time. The timing wasn't quite right. So I went with another program, another coaching program. And then Matt and Ben kept up with me for the entire year, about a year, almost exactly, until I reached back out and said, okay, I got it. I'm coming on board. And probably one of the best decisions I ever made.
It had tools that were available that I could use, and it felt so much more comfortable because they told me and showed me how to start recruiting, but it wasn't actually recruiting, it was building relationships. And then once I learned their system and started using their tools in building relationships, I identified my weaknesses and their coaching and their progress and their programs that they have in their website and the podcast and such that they do when they bring in top agents and they bring in people that talk about their success really inspired me. It actually made a monumental difference in my real estate career, and I've been in the business for over 35 years.
And my primary focus is to bring on some amazing talent and get them up and running with their production, as quickly as possible. I'm a non-competing broker, which allows me to really dive in and help them, grow their business.
Well, it helped me to change my focus. I was always pretty good with retention, but it actually gave me more focus on production, helping my brokers to be more productive, which has been really good for them and for us.
Well, what I love about the Hub is the simplicity of it. You really don't have to figure it out. Everything is there. It's done for you. The ease of use. I love the social media aspect where you can send out up to 25 different posts. So my post goes like the different categories. So my post goes, I think Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So that's one aspect that I love. I love to see, I love that you can actually see when someone has gone to the Hub and looked at whatever it is that you've sent out.
When we did the challenges, we would do Thursday morning in the office, and I had several attend that way. And then I have a lot of them that come from where they're at remotely. What I like, Dr. Ben and Matt, is that they're still growing. And so it's encouraging because we don't have to be there. We're still growing and we're all going to arrive. And so I like that a lot.
Can actually reach back out and give you some insight into things that you may not have thought about as a broker, because there's nothing out there that really teaches you how to become a broker. And that's kind of what was missing in the market and I've been in search of. And when I came across Dr. Ben and Matt, I was like, oh my gosh, this was a godsend for me.
If agents are not able to see it Thursday live, I love that they're able to, I love the replays. So you can always send out replays that are available. You can send those out to your agents as well as recruits.
Matt and Dr. Ben have put together a CRM for brokers who are recruiting. And I think it's probably the first one of its kind that I've ever seen. And it's very effective. Again, if you use it and learn how to use it, it's fairly user-friendly. Unlike many CRMs, it's not created by techies, it's created by real estate professionals. And I really think that's what makes the difference for me.
The one-on-one coaching has been beneficial to take specific challenges that we've had with our recruiting and get another objective and another way of looking at those things from that has been very helpful.
I doubled the size of my office, and I give that credit solely to the fact that they showed me how to build it relationally, and through their program and their coaching and all of the tools that they have on their site.
I was looking for something that was a little bit different and something that helped me, hit my metrics and really just get my culture, to a position that, I felt it should be. And I wanted to stand out from the crowd.
One thing we've learned through this, and one thing that's helped us in our conversations, is the 4 pillars. We really thought about it. Maybe that's what we always talk about, but having those 4 pillars there. Every time we've talked to agents, to listen to those needs that they have or the problems they've had, and always go back to which pillar did that fall under.
Well, it's actually more than one. I can't say that there's one specific thing because it's all collectively together that really helps. But I can tell you that the Monday calls, the noon calls, the office hours, those help. Also, the having something to invite agents to on Thursdays, that also helps. And then the apps that they create, like those are some of the best things out there. I'm gonna say best things since sliced bread, because they are.
That's where we were taught was phone calls. We didn't like that, and again, that's where Brokerpreneur and our brokerage aligned, was the relationship part. So that's what we're big on with our agents, and that's what we're big on now with recruiting. We've always known that the calls, numbers game, and it doesn't work, and there's so much time and work involved. That's what drew us to Brokerpreneur. We started out watching podcasts first, and over time, finally reached out to Brokerpreneur and really enjoyed it. So we've built on that. We weren't looking at growing just hundreds and hundreds of people. We wanted the right people. It's done very well. We've good momentum going. We're thrilled to be part of the group.
Giving me a little more direction with recruiting. Most of our recruiting has been word of mouth and through reputation, which has been really good. It's pretty organic. I have other agents that refer people to us and even title people that refer people to us. But this gave me a better idea to be a little more of how to be proactive with recruiting. I do like the masterminds. I don't get to all of them. Maybe 1 or 2 a week. I like that a lot. I do like the podcasts, and I'm really excited about the CRM and the drip marketing campaigns.
My agents are really fond of Thursday's activity, which is a mastermind live, and we call it BOP Live. Well, every Thursday, we have a watch party at our office, and we get anywhere from a third of the company, maybe a little less occasionally, to come and actually sit, eat some popcorn or some pizza, and learn from Dr. Ben and Matt a whole variety of different things. So Thursday's mastermind is always about the agent.
They make recruiting easier and it's less challenging. So I definitely find the technology easy to use. I love the phone app that we had, and then now that there's the Brokerpreneur Hub, I love that as well because that makes it a lot easier. Everything's kind of like one-stop shop if you want to say it that way, but it makes it a lot easier. And my agents love attending the challenges, and then we talk about those during our meetings.
I spent a lot of time, many years. I've been in the business about 31 years. I spent a lot of time finding out that the standard recruiting practice and coaching really doesn't fit my personality, my style, and how I want to do my business. And it really wasn't until I joined Brokerpreneur that I found something that really works and is effective. And as Matt Vi says, if you don't like it, you're not going to do it. And that's the difference between other programs and Brokerpreneur.
I can't say enough of awesome stuff, enough of great things about their program, their professionalism, and what they really want to do to help agents grow their business, help managers grow their offices. You will not go wrong, I promise you. It's an awesome program, awesome people, and I know that it will make a monumental difference in your future.
But this is one that you will definitely get a huge return on when you just take the plunge and bite the bullet and go for it. It's definitely been worth my while. I've gained so much success. I had a lot of traction. I went from having 1 agent to 9 agents in a matter of, I think, 6 months, maybe less than 6 months, and still growing and still learning. And that's what I like about the program. Don't hesitate. Pull the trigger immediately. You will find that it is so worth your while.
So when I got started with Dr. Ben and Matt, one of the masterminds, I learned about the lead magnets, and that was the tactic that I was able to use to really get connected with an agent, in my marketplace that I just knew, was doing really well, but just needed additional support to get him, in his business to the next level. Naturally, a lot of the other brokerages and companies in the area noticed, his performance in the marketplace, and they led him to believe that commission split was everything, and he ended up going to another company, and it kind of broke my heart just because I knew he'd be a great fit for us. On a mastermind, the guys and gals on the call really just encouraged me to stay in touch, which I did, and of course all the events, all of the masterminds, thereafter I was inviting him to, and I really just stayed in touch. One day I was actually going fishing, and I received a call from him, and he wanted to sit down and join my company and talk about the details. And he made a comment during that meeting that Sean, you're my friend before that, you're a broker, right? And so I felt like that relationship was solid, and it was just a great fit for everybody. So all that value that I provided really created a relationship and a bond that turned into a friendship that wasn't just about business, because I was genuine. I really wanted to help him grow his business. Keep in mind, all of this happened in just a little over a 1-year period. Yeah, and so now he's been with my office for just over 5 months, and in the last 2 weeks, he closed 5 transactions. And so, in retrospect, I'm just so glad that I had the value and the consistency to stay in touch. And I just recently paired him with another agent who's going to take his business to another level.
Is the program worth being part of? Absolutely. You are surrounded by a community. They are committed to your success. Having Dr. Ben and Matt will be the best investment you'll ever make. Roll up your sleeves, is just like Matt said. It's not easy, but if you are consistent and you really want to be around a community that's encouraging and committed to your growth, you're in the right place.
I never count the cost of this program. It has been invaluable to me. You could probably charge twice what I'm paying, and I wouldn't be able to match the value. It is well worth every dime.